Hello boys and girls, I hope you're all having a very good day. Okay, so before we get started, what I want you to do is make sure that you've got a glass of water ready for a drink. Make sure that you've got either a gymnastics mat or a yoga mat or that you're on carpet. I want you to make sure you've got lots of space around you to do all of the different exercises. And I want you to make sure that you are doing all of the exercises properly and you are picking exercises that aren't too challenging for you. Also, make sure that your parents know where you are and know that you're doing this video so that they can come and check on you and that they know where you are in case anything goes wrong. Okay, so make sure that you've also done a warm up and stretch before we get started. Remember, you can pause this video at any time to take a drink, or you can pause it now if you've not already done your warm up and stretch and do that quickly. And yeah, we're going to move straight on to working on our core today. Our core is super important for protecting us from injury, especially very important for protecting our back. We need a good strong core for making all of our different shapes, our tuck shapes, our pike shapes, our dish shapes, our arch shapes, our straight shapes, even our squat position for our landings. And it's very important to have a good strong core to hold nice start positions and finish positions, and for our kickouts, for doing nice sharp kickouts in all of our somersaults. Core is very important for lots of different skills like our handstands and our handsprings, our round offs, our flips, our whips. It's very important for rolls, for jumps, and for balances. So I'm sure you can tell that it is super important to have a good strong core for almost every discipline that we do in Dynamite, from general gymnastics to floor and vaults to display, trampoline, tumble, and CMT all need a very good core for all of those different disciplines. It is also super important because our core exercises make up a lots of different parts of our range and conditioning, and that is super important to have a good range and conditioning if we want to go down south and represent Team Scotland at the regional team finals. It is also super important to have a strong core for staying tight in lots of different skills and passes and routines and runs, and for making sure that we have a really strong core to stay tight in case anything is going wrong in one of those passes or runs or routines. If we've got a strong core, we can hopefully pull that back together, that run or that pass or that routine, and get all the way to the very last skill. And yeah, super important also, our core is very important for making sure that we have a lot of endurance for those longer display routines so that we can make it all the way through to the very end and still be doing some lovely balances. So before we start off with today's session, it is important that we are confident with a lot of different shapes in gymnastics. So we're going to be using our front support positions, our back support positions, our side support positions, our dish position, our arch position, our squatting position, our straight shape, our downward dog. Okay, so it's very important that we know how to do those properly. If you do not feel confident with those positions and those shapes, make sure to check out the previous videos where I go through lots of different progressions, lots of different options for doing those shapes and for doing them safely and for making sure that we're doing them with the correct technique. So I am going to go through the correct technique for those shapes right now, just to give you a wee reminder. Okay, we want to always make sure that our head is in line with our body. Okay, we want to make sure that we have our hands directly under our shoulders in our support positions. We want to make sure that our fingers are always facing forwards. We want to make sure that we are bracing our tummy, squeezing tight through our core muscles. We want to have a nice flat back position in all of those positions. We want to have straight arms where possible. We want to make sure that we are squeezing our glutes. We want to make sure that in our squatting position, our toes are pointed out slightly. We want to make sure that we have nice pointed toes. and nice straight legs where possible. And if we're doing any position that involves our back, it's super important that that is flat to the floor or completely straight, depending on what position we are doing, okay? So let's move on and get started with today's different circuits. In today's video, we are going to be doing uppers and lowers, and we're going to be doing them with our legs. So we're going to do a circuit. It's going to have 3 rounds. Each round is going to have a 1-minute break for recovery. The rounds are going to have 6 exercises, and we're going to be doing each of those exercises for a minute. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're going to be in a seated position, and we're going to do seated leg uppers and lowers. And what we're going to do is we're going to have our fingers facing towards our toes and have them on the floor for support. And we're going to lift our legs up and down, nice straight legs when we're doing this, okay? Then we are going to switch, and we are going to go from that position through to our front support position. Now, for this, you're going to need a slider, or you can be on a wooden floor like I am and just have socks, or perhaps you can use a book or anything that you can get to slide on your floor. You're going to put it under your feet, and you're going to go into your front support position. And all you're going to do is drag your feet in as close as you can to your hands, and then slowly move them backwards out and keep going. Then the next position that you're going to be in is you're going to do a side support position on your left and your right side. You're going to be lying down like this. And all you're going to do is lift your legs up and down as high as you can, okay? Then you're going to be going into a lying position. You're going to have your arms down completely flat, and you're going to squeeze your back and get it to go flat to the floor. And you're going to lift your legs up as high as you can, and then lower them down nice and slowly, and keep lowering them until your back starts to come off the floor. And then you're going to bring them back up again, okay? Then the last position that you're going to be in is going to be your arch position, and you're going to do your uppers and lowers, or your leg lifts in your arch position. So you're going to be lying down like this, and you're just going to be lifting your legs up and down as high as you can, like so. Go! So seated leg uppers and lowers. And into your front support position. side support. And swap and do it on the other side. And we're going onto our back. And we're swapping around onto our tummy for an arch position. Go. So seated leg uppers and lowers. And into your front support position. And your side support. And swap and do it on the other side. And we're going onto our back. And we're swapping around onto our tummy for an arch position. Go! So seated leg uppers and lowers. And into your front support position. And your side support. swap and do it on the other side. And we're going onto our back. And we're swapping right onto our tummy for an arch position. So that's you at the end of your circuits. Congratulations, you've done an excellent job. Don't forget to be nice and safe and do a good cool down and a stretch after you've finished. And if you have anything that is sore, make sure to tell your carer so that they know in case there's anything wrong to go and get you checked out. Okay, so make sure to like and subscribe the videos so that you can keep up with all of the different videos that all of the coaches are putting up. And I hope you are having an excellent time at school and you've had a really, really good week. Okay, bye guys.